These YouTubers have seen it all. SSJ, K. Sanctum, back of the bus. But they've never had to consider who was the better Jabari.
Is this a trick question?
The first question I'm asking you is, who would T'Challa prefer? Grace Jabbari or Jabari Tribe?
The Jabari Tribe. Okay, now are we asking MCU or are we asking just Marvel in general?
MCU.
I mean, the Jabari Tribe helped save his life, so...
Both tribes turned their back on black men.
M'Baku saved him from the snow. What did Grace do?
Men are a different type of creatures, but T'Challa can tame these women, so he will definitely handle Grace Jabbari with ease.
Who's got the louder voice? I think Grace has this advantage.
I think Grace has a louder voice. We don't really see the Jabari tribe howling or barking too much.
It takes many of them. Many of them got to be together. Yeah. So I'm going to give that one to Grace.
She ended a Hollywood actor's career effectively. It's Grace Jabbari.
The next question, Josh. Who's more famous?
Her name's in the streets buzzing right now. Black Panther, $1.6 billion. Or 1.3.
No, let's give it 1.6. I like that one better.
Over $1 billion. So I'm going to say the Jabari tribe, but I think Grace's name is hot in the streets for sure. For all the wrong reasons.
Between Grace Jabbari and between M'Baku, who's got the higher alcohol threshold?
Oh, that's got to be M'Baku. That's got to be M'Baku. Oh, you know what? She's an alcoholic. It's Grace Jabbari.
Which of the two is a better kisser?
I'm going to say Grace Jabbari.
And think that through. Why?
Because I'm not judging M'Baku on that question.
Ooh.
I'm not.
Jonathan did hold on to it for 2 years, so she must have been doing something good. I'm gonna have to go with Grace.
Why is she winning this?
That's a fact. Yeah. I agree with that. But I'm also, like, by default, Grace Jabbari has to win for me.
Intelligence. M'Baku. You got to have some intelligence to lead a whole nation of people, and your people have to trust you to lead that nation. They wouldn't want a twit running their nation, so they hired him for a reason.
Who's more intelligent?
Why is it taking so long?
She fumbled a Hollywood actor. I'm going M'Baku.
Fishing.
Grace Jabbari caught herself a nice fish with Jonathan Majors at one point, but it's M'Baku.
No. Jabari tribe, they're vegans. They don't really mess with fish. They don't eat meat. They're not gonna eat fish either.
She wins by default.
So great. She's great. She's great at fishing for a emotional response with her fake tears.
Dance moves. It's her profession. Let's not be disrespectful.
M'Baku. We don't know if Grace can dance. I call it the Caucasian trot. She was doing the Caucasian trot, the basic Caucasian trot that you would see in a club. Very simple dancing.
Jabari tribe.
No rhythm of Grace.
Exactly. Never seen her dance, I don't think. But the one thing that I do remember. Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah. But I've never seen her, though. And she hit her head on the DJ booth, so she must have been wilding. She must have been doing some kind of crazy dance.
She was crumping.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Who's got the fresher breath?
Grace Jabbari.
All that meat and stuff could cause bad breath over time.
They have all of that Wakandan healthcare. You think their dental isn't taken care of? The Wakandans, just because they're Wakandans.
But see, they don't use most of the technological advancements. They're kind of living off the land more. I assume it looks like it because they pushed back on the technology.
Then let me not use
their dental care. I'm not saying it's bad.
Talk about what she's got. She's always got wine on her breath or some sort of alcoholic beverage there, and that is not a pleasant smell if you ask anyone. So fresh breath, not because of what the Jabbari can do.
She definitely got bad morning breath.
Terrible.
Even including the actor Winston Duke, I think Grace Jabbari probably has better breath. I just got a feeling.
Who would you trust with a secret?
M'Baku.
Grace likes to record private conversations, so yeah, can't trust her.
The Jabari tribe, they had beef with the royal family, with all the other tribes, but they still kept Wakanda a secret. Jabari tribe takes this one, hands down. This is my hands.
Jabari tribe could have been petty, but they didn't want to because they knew if they was petty, they would destroy themselves also.
Which Jabari is likely to remain in the MCU?
She'll be an extra, nothing more than an extra.
Disagreement. Her ties with Hollywood haven't exactly been cut the same way my boy Jonathan Majors was. But it's not about Jonathan. I'm asking about Grace Jabbari, or will we see the Jabari tribe on screen? Which one of these is coming first? I don't see no Black Panther 3.
M'Baku is the king of Wakanda, correct?
Yeah.
So then he's at least got to be around for the next one.
Listen, Thor is king of Asgard. We haven't seen him in how long now? It's been like 2 years, right? There's not going to be a movie with the Black Panther cast until that gets announced. I think we're really going to see Grace be hired for some Avengers Secret Wars, Avengers something to do her coaching.
But see, then it's pending, right? The Black Panther 3 would be pending, but we know M'Baku's probably going to come back at some level. He's literally the only prominent male character in the movie. If they get rid of him, it's curtains.
Next one's hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup.
The Jabari tribe look beautiful. Didn't they win that Oscar for the, Ruth B. Carter?
Jabari. And the Jabari tribe. Grace was looking kind of rough these past couple weeks in general. Even when she didn't look out of place, she just looked like she's always tired, eyes just sunken in. Yeah, I'm over Jabari tribe.
Over that, I was just playing the body camera footage where she was getting pulled up and looking really rough. The Oscar was given to the Black Panther set designer, right. So therefore, M'Baku.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Who's the better politician?
A better politician, M'Baku.
Grace. Why? Because he's the king? That doesn't mean he's anything. Grace could manipulate a situation. She could come out of a complete lie victoriously.
All right, I'll give it to Grace. When you explain it like that, I'll give it to Grace.
Next one. Who's more athletic, the Jabari tribe or Grace Jabbari? Yo, she can run long distance.
But see, that could have been adrenaline or something. I mean, sometimes people...
That doesn't matter. It was her. Adrenaline or not. She did it.
I got to give it to the Jabari tribe. They wear more armor, more clothing, and we saw M'Baku in the final battle of Endgame, right up there with Cap, like matching him for speed.
Yeah, you must have not have seen that video.
She did chase after Jonathan Major for some blocks. That's a good feat, but I mean, M'Baku is...
He's trying hard not to say man-ape.
I really am. I really am.
But the next one, though, is grunting.
I'm going to go M'Baku as well.
Jabari tribe. Now, I would imagine... What's Jonathan doing to get her to grunt? I'm imagining, and I'm thinking about her performance because she's a little bit psycho girl, but he kept her, so she's got to be decent at something.
She's probably good at something, but she couldn't have been that great at something because he was cheating on her. So,
sure.
I'm just saying.
If it was moaning, who's got the advantage with moaning?
Grace.
Yeah, think about the better kisser topic. Yeah.
He held on to her for 2 years, so Grace.
Who's the better storyteller?
M'Baku, I don't think he can tell a good story. I don't think he has the fantastical mind to do so.
But as the leader of the tribe, that man has definitely heard things, tales of his history. So to be on that level, you need to know some stuff.
Think of Grace like this. Remember when we saw the Endgame trailers and they was purposely editing scenes and it created more conversation? That's what Grace is. She knows how to take out some stuff and insert some other things to get you to talk about it more.
Grace Jabari. Because she can tell the hell out of a story and make you believe it.
I want to just pay respect to the way that stories were dictated from generation to generation. Historically, that's what happened on that continent.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a zinc in my mouth that and I keep talking, and I don't like the way that's going to sound. It's going to sound horrible in our video once I crop it and edit it.
It's all good.
I needed my zinc. I got to take care of my health.
No, for sure.
The last one is, Grace Jabbari, M'Baku. Who would make the better friend to Coretta Scott King?
Jesus. M'Baku.
Pourquoi?
Because the problem with Grace Jabbari is that she couldn't be more like Coretta Scott. She was very different from Coretta Scott. So maybe opposites can attract, but no, I think the answer is M'Baku. At least M'Baku fights for what he believes in. Grace Jabbari doesn't even believe her own story. So She knows her story isn't true.
Who would make the better friend to Coretta Scott King?
Definitely not the Coretta Scott King. So M'Baku.
I'm gonna go ahead and give that one to M'Baku as the better Jabari. What do you guys think, man? Is there any questions that you need to answer?
Grace was gonna be the first white Coretta Scott King. She's gonna be the first one in history. But not you guys.
Coretta wants nothing to do with her.
Scott King.
Coretta says, "My husband warned about you type." Coretta is nope. You see how Bernice King posted? She's like, "My mom is not a prop." She posted that on Twitter. But to me, I don't know if that meant Jonathan's stupid for using her as a prop, or the people making jokes are stupid using her as a prop. I wasn't sure where she was going with that.
It's just a private conversation. Everybody heard a private conversation. Everybody act like Jonathan went out in public and said this, and even then, he's not using her as a prop. We do that all the time with people. We even when we're comparing, like Chris Brown is like he does this, and you know, you're he's so
Yep.
we do it all the time with a lot of people. It's not to say Coretta isn't a person. I mean, the way she made it seem like it's like she's a prop, like no, she's a person. But saying, "Oh, I would like for you to be like a Coretta Scott King as a individual, like a character, you know, have that type of character," is understandable. People do it all the time.
And then he said it again. He did say it publicly about Megan Good. He said that answer on the ABC interview. She was like a Coretta, and he paused. He smiled when he said it. I think he's very well aware of the Coretta stuff. He was even asked prior about Coretta. He said it again, and so though people wanted to go ahead and make jokes out of her, they used so many of their meme ability and popularity in their pages to hurt him. And I'm looking at these guys sideways, like, what is your goal in life? Some guy was just wrongfully convicted. There's clear evidence that we're supposed to be here protecting and defending him. And instead, we wanted to make jokes about it. Bernice King didn't add that, which is my question. Bernice King adding that and saying, "Don't use my mom as a prop." That's the question. Is she trying to say, "F Jonathan, don't use my mom," or is he because he doesn't have an Instagram account or Twitter account, so she couldn't direct it at him? Is that what she was doing, or is she talking to all the bozos trying to make the Coretta jokes?
Jonathan Majors is standing on business about what he said, and I appreciate it. He didn't fall back on the Coretta stuff. He's like, you know what? Yep, I found my Coretta. And people just have to deal with it. Even her daughter. And it's not even a disrespectful thing to say. You know, that means he holds your mother in a high regard.